Our special in-depth reports Down Under with Ed Filmer continue. He followed the University of Missouri Rolla solar car race as they raced across Australia.
In the middle of the outback, there are no shops, no labs, no place to repair a solar car if something goes wrong. The team relies on toolboxes and laptop computers to keep their sun-powered car going.
Ed Filmer joins us now to bring us up to date on this race, Ed.
You know, Lisa, it took them a couple of years to build this car. They love to tinker with things and build things. After all, they are engineering students. So, if something breaks down in the outback, you just can't go out and fix it. There's no stores, no shops, nothing. In the outback, if something goes wrong, they have only to depend, only themselves, to fix it. Dawn in the Australian outback. The Rolla solar car team has been up over an hour working on their sun-powered race car.
We have very little power, so we need to get some power in there just to even get started this morning.
This dawn, like every day of the race, they coax kilowatts into their batteries.
The equivalent of running out of gas, it started to go really, really slow, so that was our clue that the batteries were, in fact, drained.
The wind is brisk. They take turns holding onto the shell of their car.
You didn't want your baby to get blown over in a gust of wind and smashed.
It was a chore repeated every morning and evening, no matter what the weather conditions.
There's a lot of pride in our work, and that's why we stand there right next to it. You put a lot of work into the car over 2 years, and you wouldn't want to see that just blown away in the wind.
Some mornings dawned clear, giving their car's batteries extra energy for the day's racing. Other days cloudy with no direct sun rays, only the meager light of a cloudy sky. But every day of racing, a routine. Charge the batteries as long as possible, then put the car together and begin racing.
1 minute.
Synchronized watches worn by race officials traveling with each team began the race at promptly 8 o'clock every morning. The official painted a line on the road at 5 o'clock the night before.
30 seconds.
That's where they stopped, spent the night, and that's where they started the race again the next morning.
Go, go, go.
Go!
He's probably trying.
It's not going.
They yell EE for electrical engineer. Something's wrong with the car.
The double E's. Everybody knows double E's do this stuff.
4 people. Your turn signal.
Whatever they study in engineering school, that's their specialty. Electrical engineers for the electrical systems,
Do you get the last?
mechanical engineers for the car's body and mechanical parts.
Teamwork is just sort of like a big nervous system. Everybody seems to have a connection with everybody else about what's going on.
Okay, we're on now, Liz. Okay, good. He's got it now.
The problem was simple.
Down,
Wires not plugged in. But it cost them a couple of minutes racing time.
Every minute that we're on the side of the road is another minute that we're not racing. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it really adds up.
Go.
They raced through the Australian outback 7.5 days. Almost 2,000 miles at 30 to 40 miles an hour. All the car's power comes from the sun. Solar cells make electricity that drives an electric motor. If it were a gasoline-powered car, it would be very efficient.
The equivalent of 400 miles to the gallon. Going at very slow speeds, the car can get the equivalent of 1,400 miles to the gallon.
As they follow the car, their laptops are always on, looking for ways to reanalyze the data.
We lost all telemetry. It started off.
And if something went wrong, they had to fix it on the spot. Half a world away from their workshop in Rolla, there was no running to an electronics store if something went wrong. There was only toolboxes and ingenuity.
Oh, man. Oh, that's good. We fixed it.
Yeah.
And trying to keep a sense of humor about it all helps, they said.
It was pretty fun, though.
Now we gotta hook to this one here.
Their efforts often went from before sunrise to well into the night. Work to keep their car going as fast as possible, and experience for their future as engineers.
I think it's going to be a challenge for me to sum it up on 2 lines of a resume. If I had one thing that I could make an employer understand why he ought to hire me, it would be this. From what I can tell, I'm a student, but what I can tell about the real world so far is that you can't understate how important it is to be able to work as a team and to be able to accomplish things with a big group of people. The solar car is a heck of a way to do that.
They raced through the great Australian outback. If you can imagine a place as big as the American Midwest with just one paved road through the middle of it, that's the size of the outback. That's the road they raced. Tomorrow, more on the outback and how the Rolla team lived and worked in isolated and harsh conditions.
In those pictures that appeared to be overcast, does that have much effect on the solar panels, on how fast the car
Oh
goes?
yeah, it slows them down a lot. Plus, a lot of days they had a headwind, a strong headwind, and that really slowed them down.
Slowed down all the cars. What a great lesson to teach them how to meet the challenges of life.
They learned a lot there.
Thanks, Ed. We'll look forward to the next one.